letting a literal mid-table player score you guys.
No problem.
We win that Emirates. Idea.
And then, all right, you've lost. Move on. That's content. That's my answer. All right, people, welcome back to the podcast. Obviously, we are the Estate Boys, but sadly, we're normally forward. One of our members couldn't make it due to personal reasons. So, I guess it's just the three of us. I've got a team. So obviously, Premier League happened this weekend, and obviously a lot of controversial results, some amazing comebacks, and devastating results. Well, mostly from all sides. It's quite ironic that the only guy who actually won his match didn't even show up.
Thank God.
So yeah, we're gonna start with the first game, which is Tottenham versus West Ham. I think it was a 4-1 win, right?
Yeah.
So obviously we all know how Spurs are. They are hot and cool. They win today, they lose tomorrow, they draw next week. It's just how, as they say, the history of the Tottenham. So how do you see the Tottenham result?
To me, it was like motive for Tottenham. We win this week, lose next week. Like see what they did against Brighton now. They were 2-0, and all of a sudden they lost 3-2, and this week they won again. So let's see what we do next week.
Obviously, Tottenham are also fighting for European spots. Hopefully, they want the top 4 too, like the rest of us. But they really think they can make. Obviously, I feel like they can make European spots. What about top 4?
It's Tottenham. Last year they were in contention.
I don't
At the beginning of the season, they were topping the table.
Nobody
this time
ever
last season.
Nobody ever counts Tottenham topping the table.
No, you can't take Tottenham serious. If you ask me, they're always there in the early race. They're always in the mix. But like he said, like David said, blame hot and cold. Last week, 2 weeks ago, they lost to Brighton. Now they want to. We can agree that West Ham they are not on form, so it should be a very easy pass for them to go. So let's see what they do next week. Let's see what they do. But they're not in contention from top.
Yeah, hopefully they're back to normal next week. So obviously the next game is Manchester United versus Brentford, and the Manchester United fan, like I said, isn't here with us. So Manchester United won. We all know what's going on in Manchester. How many hours meetings for Eric Ten Hag's job. But thankfully he kept his job. The Premier League is happy. But yeah, Manchester United won this game 2-1. You know how Manchester United are. They are back as usual until they disappear again next week. So I just see the result.
Thank God Timmy did not come. I'm just happy. I'm happy. So the week where Arsenal lost their game, Man U won. Oh my God! Thank you, Lord, for letting teams for a show. But it's Man U, they lack the consistency, if you ask me, over the past years. So let's expect them to go back to their default settings again. So they won them against Brentford. So let's see. Magically, they can lose their next game. So I don't know what they will have to do.
Like there's no motive for them to beat. If you check like the stats in their past games, Brentford has won like 5 games. Yeah. And that one set was like the 4 new trashing against Man U. So since then that like draw and win. So the normal win for Brentford and for Man U.
So I forget that for
nobody can. So obviously everybody's talking about it. I had a friend who talked about how Højlund is still one of the best young strikers in the Premier League. What do you guys think about that? I mean, he even said he's just as good as Jackson. And personally, Jackson has his ups and downs for me, but I'm sorry, I'm taking Jackson over that Haaland clone.
Well, there's something they used to say. They used to say something. When you are bad, you are bad. When you are good, you are good. Two of them, they are bad. You get it? So no. See, it's your opinion. See, it's your opinion. Because he has scored.
He's inconsistent, but he's not bad. Jackson.
You could do have any other striker to fall to now. Who do you want to fall to? He's always starting all the game. So let's just cut him.
I don't have any problem. As long as Zex is not in the conversation.
Yeah.
I get the clown.
Zex?
Stop playing.
That's the guy who picked. Like, you know how I went to this that the guy literally picked in his first game?
Which picked? Like scored this what they call deflection. That's what he can do now.
Exactly.
Like his first game was, can never enter. He was scored something for it that goes.
Like his first game was nuts, and that was when he got his good form.
So, like when you down 4 is basically their attack leading to the midfield. That's let's just say
From the midfield.
Yeah, because keep on playing Gate, Casemiro. There's no creativity. Just buy Steve players.
But don't worry, they'll be back like always be back.
See, Timo say they'll be back now. Let me see.
So yeah, the next game, Fulham versus Aston Villa. This game, I think it ended Fulham and 1, Aston Villa was 3.
Yeah, 3 Aston Villa.
Oh yeah, Aston Villa and 3. Obviously, there was 2 red cards in this game. So for those of you who were saying our red card was shit, remember you're not the one who got red card this week. Someone, there were 2 red cards in this game.
It depends on where you go.
But were they controversial red cards?
Controversial red cards.
Yeah, the Aston Villa game.
It's always ironic, like
controversial red card.
Well, it's always funny how we talk about like controversial red cards. Like you guys always have to play the victim cards. But let's leave that for now. Let's go back to the Aston Villa game. Obviously, Aston Villa won this game. I knew they were going to win it, but you never know. Aston Villa are currently in the Champions League. Why they got there, I can't talk now. But in all seriousness, do you really think in the coming weeks that the Champions League game is going to affect them? Because personally, I thought it was going to affect them immediately, like maybe after like the first 2 games. But they are still keeping their own.
We've seen clubs do better like that. Leicester when they qualified for Champions League too. Same thing the next season they struggle to find the balance. Same thing with Newcastle too. So it's just early on the season. Like I said, 8 games in. So let's give them time. This is not Champions League.
Yeah, but you really think they'll go find the Champions League?
You can't see like with this new format, anybody can qualify.
I actually think that they would. I actually think they can get to the round of 16, even the quarterfinals, because Unai Emery is a very good coach when it comes to European competition.
Just one more injury.
That one don't mean now Europa League. This is Champions League.
Yeah, but you know, obviously Duran.
This is Champions League. So
I've always had. Because when it comes to Duran, most people are saying he's one of the best in the new things. But for me personally, I think it's just like a proper patch. Like this guy, he's doing well now, but after a while, it's just gonna, fizzle out and he'll be back to normal. Do you guys think that's gonna happen?
Like I said, but David best striker at the moment.
Everything damage.
Yeah, sure. But Duran, let him keep doing this thing. But like he just got the last game now. He didn't. So I feel like it's high time they start him. I don't know how he wants to fix himself and Watkins together, but I feel like it's high time they start that guy because he has proven himself
like
to be a prolific goal scorer.
Yeah, I know, but like if you look at like Rogers, also Rogers is like the supporting striker.
Rogers is a supporting striker.
But he plays behind Watkins and he's actually doing a decent job. So you could say maybe dropping Rogers might not be because you don't really know how you're going to if you have to play both of them together.
Duran is not ball playing. He's not ball playing enough. Like compared to what Ken said, Duran is just like see chance score. Unlike Rogers, he can't control the game like Rogers.
But I watched the game during the international.
He came up from bench. That's the season.
So they're just calling me a substitute specialist or something.
Yeah, maybe like a Chicharito. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I also can relate to play for my team. And he won more better trophies there. So obviously the next game is what's the next game? Oh, Newcastle versus Brighton. Brighton win the game 1-0. Obviously Newcastle and Brighton too also fighting for European spots like Newcastle and Brighton. Like not Champions League. Brighton are currently above my team. But I still beat them, so that's all that matters. But they are both my team. Do you really see, because obviously like I said, these European sports are really tough because a lot of people are going for it. But do you see maybe any of them getting like Europa League or Conference League?
Yeah, well, see, before we continue, I have a story about that Newcastle Brighton. Not be now, I don't say it now, but only David will understand.
Wow.
Only David will understand.
I obviously know you guys are probably well.
Newcastle just one more goal, no problem.
I mean, you could have blamed Anthony Gordon for that.
Brighton safe could have scored now.
Everybody could have scored. Everybody could have won the game.
How you see them going to Europe?
I mean,
it's just why those 8 games, any of them, why those 8 games this season? I cannot decide.
It's too early to start picking title contender, top 6, top 8, relegation teams. But one thing for sure is Southampton are going back.
That's really fair. Speaking of Southampton 2, Leicester 3. Like, when it comes to Southampton, I look at the way they play. They play nice, expansive football, but then look at them, I'm like, why are you playing this kind of football with your championship level squad? Didn't you learn from Burnley last season? Yes, this works well in the championship, but you're in the Premier League where there are better players than you. You keep playing the same style and it affects you massively. They were 2-0 up. Well, yeah, they got a red card in the game too, but they were 2-0 up. You could have at least turned to, defend, like trying to keep the lead. But what did they do? We'll keep playing our football because that's what we're good for. And now they obviously they lost. So, what do you have to say about their play style?
It's painful because I watched the highlights and then going up to 2-0 and then blowing the lead. It's crazy. Last time was, I think, Everton was crazy, sharp. But Southampton, they can do better if you ask me. They really need to. They need massive upgrade if you ask me. Tactically, but David will not agree. What do you think?
I agree now because if you notice Brighton when this came, like this was the way he started. So you just see like consistency. Brighton, they don't care if they are 4-0 down, they still continue playing their style of play. So you just need the consistency and more training. But maybe you continue style of playing championship.
But I like what you said. When you using Brighton as an example is like a terrible idea because
no, it's not.
No.
They have this.
I'll tell you why it's a terrible idea. Like I'll tell you no, that's different. I'll tell you why it's a terrible idea because Brighton, on the other hand, yeah, they can have this play game, but at least they have players that develop into becoming future good players. Like Brighton have their everything sorted out, who to buy, who to hire. If a coach is they already have a coach who they're gonna hire. I don't know, like look at the coach they hired. Who has heard of the guy before? Even before recently, even Deserve said. Not a lot of people heard of Deserve before. Brighton have everything planned out. So that's why them, even if they can, the way they are playing, because they have a backup plan. Southampton, meanwhile, don't have a backup plan. Even this their coach, let's be honest ourselves, I'm sure he's seen that okay, the way I'm playing, maybe because no what happened to Company last season, now Company got relegated and he was somehow managed to get the Bayern Munich job. Unfortunately for the coach, I have to say this. Company was a former world-class player and could build a reputation from his name. Nobody knows who the hell you are. Juventus is not coming next season. PSG is not coming next season. You'll be lucky to get Millwall next season.
Yes, what that's
Yeah, just quite a good coach. Just quite sad. Speaking of relegation battles, Ipswich 0, Everton 2. I really like Ipswich. Like, I really want Ipswich to stay up. Not because I'm not having any bias on it, but it seems like Ipswich, this is what you call Premier League royalty. They've been there from the olden days and it took them forever to finally get back to the Premier League. And now they're just gonna go back. Why?
No matter what we say, they go back. Don't say no concerning.
I know they'll go back, but I just thought they put up more of a fight.
Like everybody expected them to win against Everton. Like at least just score one goal. Just score because if it's going against almost everybody, this is at least score one goal. No. If it's going against, it's scored against everybody. So they like Liverpool because of Liverpool's defense.
They're just scoring against everybody and winning the game. I score against you, but I still lose 4-1.
At least just score one goal.
At least just score one goal.
But yeah, as for Everton, they finally picked up some form. People were saying that the Everton will get relegated. I was like, you guys calm down. It's Everton. It's Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche is not the kind of manager that will just go down. Yeah, they started badly. I mean, remember the clownery of the 2-1, 2-0, and then losing the game. Like, that was just funny.
29 minutes. Sounds very well, 29 minutes.
I still don't understand how that happened. Like, that was one of the biggest meltdowns I've seen. But yeah, they got their form back, and I do think Everton will survive. And I hope it's do, but I highly doubt it. So let's move down the side and let's talk about the game. Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0. So this game, most people expected Arsenal to win the game because you guys are title contenders.
No man, it's not you guys.
But obviously you lost your best defender to a, as you call it, controversial red card.
Thanks to inconsistent referees.
TGMOL. I'll call you out.
Sure. You're calling them out.
No.
Look, let's be honest with ourselves, you guys. Yeah, I will say yes, the red card was a bit controversial, but the referee's decision is fine.
No, that was not a referee decision.
So it was VAR.
Well, so why? Sorry for making reference to the Liverpool Chelsea game, but why didn't VAR interfere when Chelsea did the same thing, exactly the same thing?
And there was a difference.
No.
There was a difference.
Do you know that Ben Yard was 17? Ben White was 17 yards away from Saliba. So what are you telling me?
Just stop playing.
Come on,
Stop playing.
This is not after the red card, yes, Atata messed up by changing the whole system and the whole this thing. Because tell me why you are bringing up in a key with a left centre back, a left-footed centre back. Just go back to the White's right centre back and package the midfield. But David said he doesn't want to change the midfield.
He was not going to scatter the midfield.
But in the end, you guys, Atata's stuff is gone, and well,
I
Bournemouth.
want to hear what David wants to say, but David wants to say,
I'm not feeling good now.
I
blame Trossard. That was a dumb decision passing back.
Speaking of, hold on, let's even look at the facts. You guys, you look at your back four, for example. Your back four, there is no fullback there. You played with complete centre backs. Your midfield, you played with 3 DMs.
I've got 3 DMs.
Yes, right now you play more, but they are all DMs.
No,
DMs.
check Moreno is what?
Natural sin.
I actually think it's more.
I'll watch the game. Okay, ask this
Okay,
one.
fine. You played 2 DMs and an 8, which is
Perhaps doesn't as a DM.
We're trying to balance the midfield and
and then your front line, obviously, Trossard, Kai, and my boy Sterling. Oh, by the way, thanks for taking Sterling off our hands.
No, how is it thanks? Wait. You are paying larger part of the salary. How is it thanks for taking him? I don't get it. You are paying more than 60%. More than, if not, 70.
Could you at least just sign in this summer?
Sign what? So whether
I know you
how much is paying Chelsea?
I know how much.
And you know how much Chelsea are paying?
I'm confident you'll take your pay cut.
Come on, you are meant to be thanking.
Well, anyway, it was. But anyway, hold on. Like I said, it was it was a great win for Bournemouth. You're not tired. A great penalty and a great header.
Just had one day
You
you
left
watch
it.
Chelsea.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot. Christie scored a nice goal. Letting a literal mid-table player score. You guys, you know what?
We'll win at Emirates. Bournemouth, idea.
And then, all right, you've lost. Move on. That's content. That's my answer. And then we move on to the next game: Man City versus Wolves. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody here prayed for a Man City loss. We all prayed. I was there supporting Wolves like you can do it. But then Man City did as usual. A late goal. And obviously everybody says the goal was a bit controversial, whether or not Bernardo Silva was blocking Sar's view. Do you think it was controversial?
Do you think it was not? So no. It's like there is so video like when you're taking the bar, like Bernardo was like down. It was not like obstructing the pass. You didn't.
He was in front of the keeper.
David, I beg to differ.
Thank you.
West, they had the same scenario against West Ham, beginning of the season. Exactly the same scenario.
That's Premier League's cause there because their inconsistency.
I'm sorry, the referee officiating in Premier League. I'm sorry for
they need like maybe Italian referees or like Spanish referees.
I'm sorry,
because
the officiating.
I thought of English.
Therefore, look at now. The same thing happened. Let's just play the clip. West Ham Wolves. Just check, and it is alive for offside. Come on, it's Man City.
Yeah, it's Man City. As people would say, they basically own the Premier League. But you have really noticed the fact that ever since scoring his 10th goal, Haaland hasn't scored in the last 2
Not
games.
ever since scoring his 10th, ever since he told Atata, no.
Who?
Please say it.
Be humble.
Since then, he thinks he's child's play.
Imagine Craig Dawson marking Alana about the game.
But don't worry, he'll still not be against Haaland. So
Maybe against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea,
I don't want to say that. That's like, so it's basically January.
Every mind now.
Alright, finally we move on to the most important game of the game week. Oh god. I mean, before I will say anything, let me unpack everything.
Let's continue.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a nice game.
It was a nice game, but let's talk about everything about that game that pissed me off. The first thing was Sancho. Not the fact, Sancho in this game, like people were not to see, they saw him off a bit edge, but let's be honest. He basically was doing nothing in this game. He wasn't really like impacting the game. When he got the ball, he could have, there's sometimes when he could have passed, all he just did was dribbling, like trying to show some skills.
Like Arnold.
Oh yeah, he made Arnold, the defender with one of the worst defensive records. Like the guy is known for making common mistakes. I was like, before this game that I thought Sancho would at least make Arnold look like a child. He made Arnold look like the second coming of what's the name of this guy? Philip Lam.
Sorry, David, you remember when he made his debut and then Chelsea found that I think
the assist,
No.
the same Chelsea fans.
I'm not saying he's a bad stuff. I'm not saying he's bad. Okay? I'm just saying this was just not a good game for him. Next thing, another player I have to talk about the most. Tosin. Like Tosin in this game, obviously no Fofana, he had to turn up. Both, not even Tosin, both Tosin and Kobe, like they were just making me have attacks in this game. Gusto. Reece James has been injured for God knows how long. Like the man is literally, I'm pretty sure he knows the doctor at this point. They're friends. He probably goes to the doctors like birthday party and stuff. This guy has had many opportunities to start his match. Yes. They played both him and I'm very confident not the 100% fit James. They might have said he was 100% fit because they would have, that they sought him off. Because if he was 100% fit, they would have actually kept him for the full match.
It's all good again.
He played well.
So Gasco was out of position. Now, what do you expect?
Even when they put him back in position, you feel like he was doing better.
Than Reece James?
Yes.
When Reece James was there, how many duels did he win? How many tackles did he make?
Like I said,
the time he crossed one goal, I was like, is this Reece James?
Like I said,
like the normal Reece James that I know, better cross.
Like I
cross
said,
will enter.
I
You
said
find the target.
He's not. I know he's not 100%. They put him in that game because we're desperate. Desperate that come from desperate measures. So yeah, obviously Gusto didn't play very well. Even when we took off James and okay, take you back to your position, try and do something. He didn't really do it. And one more person that's really pissed me off in that game, Code Palmer. Yeah, he had it. Sorry. He had a bad game. I'm not denying the fact that he had a bad game. He did have a bad game. But not all, you can't have, even Ronaldo and Messi, that's a sneaky hint for later. Ronaldo and Messi, they don't perform in all the games. No big games.
I'm sorry. David, before you talk, Palmer against the only team I've seen him score is Man City and Man U. Apart from that, I don't think teams.
Yeah, he's scored against Arsenal.
With penalty now, obvious now, he's got penalty.
I'm pretty sure he has
against Tottenham. Against he didn't do anything against Tottenham.
But I'm pretty sure. Okay, now so maybe not Spurs. This had an impact in the game against Spurs.
Against Whisper. It was Stanley and Jackson.
Don't worry. It's one bad game.
It was one bad game.
One bad
What did he do last game?
He had an assist. One bad. Look, let's just stop talking about Palmer. He didn't have a great game, but it's a bad game. Let's talk about the real villain in this whole thing, Sanchez. This is a professional goalkeeper. The first goal, I don't blame him. It's a Salah penalty. It's a penalty, it's a 50-50. But the second goal, Curtis Jones is the definition of 3 England caps. The guy, his first touch was sloppy. As a professional goalkeeper, your sense should have told you, move forward, get the ball away from him. But what did he do?
Nah, I know that you're a Chelsea fan because first off, why are you blaming the goalkeeper? Your entire back line was beaten. Your back line, well,
like I said,
your back line was beaten.
I also blamed
and I know you are.
I said Kobe and Fofana again. I mean, Kobe and Chelsea didn't play well this
your
game.
back line, all of them.
We were beaten, yes, but I'm not blaming him because they scored him. I'm blaming him for one. You saw that Curtis Jones didn't get, like, the first touch was a bit bad.
If it was, let's say, assume it was like even a Raya or another thing there, they would have rushed him.
How was this? So
It was risky, but they take that risk. That sometimes you need to take risk.
If it cost penalty, now you could tell us.
I won't even blame him. If he concedes penalty, I won't blame him. No, seriously. I will not blame him. No, listen, no, seriously, I won't blame him because.
Are you sure about that?
That's why I won't blame him. Because the defense failed him. If you even matter then obviously they had even the penalty that they thought that they had that they cancelled. Oh, even speaking of penalties, did you guys see about how they cancelled our clear penalty? Sancho's what could have been Sancho's one and only good impact in this game. The penalty. But you saw it, you saw it. If it was Arsenal now, they'll be saying we are not covered. We are the
they no cover. They no cover. So
no, if it was Arsenal, they'll be claiming the victim card.
take your loss and go back.
Well, anyway, we had a good game. We didn't like lose terribly like in the game we played. Let's be honest.
You had a good game. I can sing out one player, and probably that is probably because he has most of the work to do, and that's Casado.
Yes, and Lavia didn't.
And Jackson scored. Don't forget to Jackson scored.
That's good. That was what I said. But Casado was the only person I can single out. Okay, you had a 7/10 or a 6.5.
But
the rest of the
it's not like Liverpool were completely dominating us.
Don't just do you think Liverpool did you see Liverpool midfield? They did some Alistair.
They brought him in.
Okay.
When he entered Golden.
So much like. Is this supposed like your military cannot handle? Oh my god.
Like I said, it was just bad. Let's be honest. If this game could have ended 2-2, a penalty. We just discussed the penalty. With the clear penalty that they denied us.
Did you see the chances they missed?
Did you see the chances we missed?
Curtis Jones.
Look, forget about just forget about Curtis Jones. He's the definition of he's like Mark Nobel, 3 England caps. Even Mark Nobel never got. He's not even as good as Mark Nobel. Let's be honest. Mark Nobel didn't even get a single England cap.
He's talking about Madueke.
Yeah, they don't to say about Madueke. Like he had a decent in first half, but second half he was lost.
He doesn't know the name.
That guy doesn't know how to play.
He doesn't want to play.
If that actually that's back. If not, he'll be on the bench by now.
He has more attributes than Saka.
Obviously,
They have the call attributes.
He has whether it's a comfort. Okay, fine. He has more attributes than Rashford.
Okay,
Let's ban that man as long as
team is not here.
so is he here?
You will see it in the comment section. Don't worry.
And he'll be there. Let's come and send to me because he knows. Well, unfortunately, we're recording this before Monday, so we don't know what's the Monday match.
Nottingham Forest.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace versus Forest. So yeah, honestly, I could care less. It's
So
Crystal.
what are your predictions for this? Because this Palace match.
A 1-1 draw.
On debut goal.
I see Nottingham Forest winning like 1-0.
Crazy.
I'm following my fellow Arsenal counterparts. Nottingham Forest to win, but not by 1-0, by let's say 2-1 or 3-1.
So we have 2 people to Nottingham Forest and 1 to draw. Let's see what happens now.
Yeah, Crystal Palace are not. They are not the. They don't have the fight. Except Matata starts. That's just it.
The guy is finished driving.
He's not finished.
He still has to score against small boys in Olympics.
Small boys.
Don't be like that. It's nice. How many times? You know, never mind. So yeah, that was just Premier League review. You know, the guys are thinking of something. I mean, Timmy's not here, but like, whatever. I'll just take his opinion as a yes. How about we start doing like Premier League predictions? Maybe we start predicting Premier League games in advance. We can predict for like a month. We can start next month. We can predict for like a month, and the loser has to do a punishment. Maybe we can create.
None of us will lose.
But there has to be one bigger loser. Even if we all fail, somebody has to fail the most.
I think you find a bad one of predicting.
Stop bringing up my past. Leave me alone. Stop bringing up my past.
Oh yeah, you have to bad record, so I'm guessing you will just look like it.
I mean, there could be.
So what's the punishment? What's the punishment first?
No, it could be anything. The winner has to. The winner. How about the person with the highest prediction can decide the punishment?
No, I have the punishment. If as a Chelsea fan, if you are the one, you wear your rivals just
Yes.
from record is?
My rival is Fulham.
No, not that type of rival. I'm not saying local rival. I'm talking about when it comes to the big boys.
So Tottenham?
Manchester United.
No, Tottenham is my race, man.
How?
I'm still Manchester United. Like,
Tottenham, Chelsea.
How is it Tottenham?
We
How
see
is Tottenham?
Tottenham. Check it. We see Tottenham more as a rival.
Are you whining me? Tottenham. So who is Arsenal's rival?
Manager, please help us check. Who Chelsea see more as a rival? Tottenham or Arsenal? It's Arsenal.
How?
Sorry, Tottenham. I'm confident.
Well, both in London.
Yeah,
Arsenal,
but
Tottenham.
somebody you have to see someone more as a
Oh, you
rival.
don't want to Arsenal jersey. Oh, I know that trick. Yeah, I know that. You will wear it. You will wear it.
After we just decide whether or not this. Like let's just about the winner just decides the users this team.
Well, anyway, David is a good punter, so I'm rooting for him to win. He's lucky. He has history of
AC sharp. AC.
Maybe best.
Same time comes.
Newcastle, he's Arsenal. Manager, who is the biggest?
Says Arsenal.
He says Arsenal. Arsenal is Arsenal.
I still think it's Tottenham.
David, what am I? Please don't worry.
So yeah, guess that's it for us for now. Remember what I said to you in the previous video about El Clasico, you know, like they said, the match is happening this week, so we're gonna bring Madrid and the Barca fan. We're gonna debate who is the better team, whether or not it's Barca or Madrid. We're gonna lay down a few ground rules because you know how it is now. This thing can get very chaotic on how when they decide on their teams. That's why we try to keep it neutral and fair on this part. But before we go, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League.
You have to mention it.
We are mentioning it's still a European competition, so I'm mentioning it. So yeah, how do you guys see your teams having?
Sorry, before David comments, please, allow me, please, apart from Chelsea, who do you know in conference that is in conference league?
Don't underestimate Noah.
No, Azerbaijan.
Which country are you from?
I assume
You assume. David, move on, David, let's
no, Sweden or
Maybe
so yeah, like I said, we're gonna hopefully you guys have a terrible week. Who you guys facing?
Shakhtar Donetsk, easy win.
Hopefully you have a
Easy
terrible
win.
shot.
And the Emirates.
So yeah, that's all we have for the video. Thank you. Hope to like, subscribe, and comment.
Don't worry, I have a special gift for you. Timmy. A special one. Let me see it. Timmy, this is for you.
And for the fans.
And for the fans. Timmy says, hi.